Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is going to be kind of unique. I have been wanting to kind of make something like this for a little bit now, and this was a perfect opportunity with Oklahoma City Horror Con coming up this weekend. So I figured I would do a little tutorial video on how I prep my items to be autographed, whether it's 8x10s, posters, or Funko Pops. Either way, I wanted to show off how I prep my things to pack them and take them to the convention. And I will give a little bit of tidbits on in person bringing your items or sending in your items to be signed by another company. So my good pal Robert, aka Frog Pop Fanatic, he actually sent me a item to take with me to OKC HorrorCon this weekend, and I am so happy that I get to snag this for him because it's one of his favorite franchises, and he's always wanted this autograph, and he sent me an extra goodie just because he had an extra one. So let's dig into this box and I'll show you real quick. So these are both pops that he sent me, and they're actually the same pop from what he told me, but he wrapped these incredibly well. Obviously these are more rare pops, but also because I'm gonna get one of them signed for Robert. So let's see what we got. So both of these are the Pinhead pops. I believe this is the only one that's ever been released of Pinhead. This is from Hellraiser 3. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, which it has the poster on the back of the box. Very awesome pop, great detail. He's got the puzzle box there. Robert sent me two pops. This one is going to be the one in a hard stack. This is for him. Note to any of you who are trying to send posters or 8x10s or Funko Pops or whatever you try to send in to get signed by consignment companies, always put as many sticky notes and details of what you actually want on the item. Robert did a good job. I told him to put what he wanted, if he wanted a character name, all that good stuff. So just for future reference, if you're sending items in to get signed, it's always good to mark it up as much as you want with sticky notes so that the person getting it signed knows exactly what you want. But yeah, this will be awesome. I will show everyone the finished product after I go to OKC HorrorCon this week. I am gonna show you what I do to pack my larger posters that I take to conventions. This is probably the best example I have. This is my Halloween poster. It is something I've been working on for probably about the last 5 years. I was able to get quite a few signatures already. I'm going to get Will Sadin, who played 6-year-old Michael Myers in the original Halloween. He's gonna be at OKC Horror this weekend, so let's get this bad boy prepped and packed away so I can take it with me. So this one is a frame I bought quite some time ago, and it actually is a fairly cheap frame. I plan on getting a more sturdy one, but at the time, this one was fairly inexpensive. It only has a cardboard backing, and then there's these prongs that you will lift up on all of them, and let's get all those pushed down. All right, so we're gonna lift this back piece off. You can also get rid of this. This just came with it. I keep it in there just to keep it a little extra padded. I would highly recommend a sturdy poster tube if you do it this way. This one is a thick poster tube, so it's nice and hard. That way, you know, if somebody like runs into you or you try to, it's less likely to get smashed that way. So I would recommend a thicker poster tube if you can for the larger posters. And since the tube, it's kind of rigid on the entryway when you take the poster out, I am going to put little pieces of tape, but it's painter's tape. That way it's not super sticky and it doesn't tear up your poster when you try to take it off. So I'm gonna put a couple of pieces of tape down just so this is easier to take out of the tube. And just like that, I've got my tape on here, and that'll at least keep the poster a little secure. That way it doesn't unravel in the poster tube and then I have issues getting it out when I get to the convention center. Just like that, I have my poster ready to be packed up and I can take it with me to the convention center. Now for your smaller posters or your 8x10 prints or even your Funko Pop cases, if you break the boxes down to fold them, it's easier to transport that way, but you'll want to make sure you have some kind of protector. These we just keep flat because they have not been rolled. The bigger posters usually are already rolled, especially when you first buy them. So this is an 11x17 that I showed off earlier, and I'm getting it signed by Doug Bradley, who played Pinhead. But this is in a protective sleeve already, and then I'm going to show you what I do when I take these to conventions. I usually already have an envelope that 11x17s have been delivered in before, and companies will always put 2 pieces of cardboard in here. Just thick pieces of cardboard. That way there's a nice layer and protection. That way it doesn't bend the poster. So I'm going to slide this 11x17 with the protector on it already into here, so it's nice and flat and easier for me to carry into the convention center. So I have it in between the cardboard, and I'm just gonna gently slide it down there, make sure it's not at a weird angle. And now this is protected, and I can just carry this in my wagon with my son, or I can carry it and not worry about, even if somebody runs into me, that this will bend. So that is the easiest way to take your flat 8x10s, posters, or Funko Pop boxes. All right, and I was gonna show you guys, I meant to show you guys this in the previous part of the video, but I was gonna show you guys a couple of ways you can pack your Funko Pop boxes to go get signed at convention. So this is one of the easiest ways if you're going in person. I'm just using this pop as an example, but I don't have to take anything out of the box, the pop or anything. I can just take a hard case protector, slide it right in there. I usually put tape just as an extra precaution, just to keep it, tight and locked on there. And then when I get to the convention to meet the person I want to meet, I can just easily take the tape off and take the lid off and slide the pop out easily, and they can just sign it, and I can just put it right back in the hard protector and carry it around the convention. That's the easiest way, but that's only if you're in person. Let me show you the other way. So the other way that you can do it, especially if you're sending this to a company to go get signed, the best way, and it actually saves you money doing it this way through convention websites or consignment websites, but you will take the pop out of the box. Be very gentle when you take the bottom or the top of the pop box apart, only because these can bend pretty easily with the cardboard. I was very gentle on doing this one, and then the pop I have taken out, and then this is going to be the next step. Next step, what you're going to want to do is you'll take both the top and the bottom of the box off gently, like I said, and then you will make sure the little flaps are all flat as well so they don't bend. You can tuck these inside the box if you want to, but like I said, just be very gentle because you don't want to have any unnecessary creases in there. But let me show you the next step. So usually I will carry one of these around at a convention, a large envelope, and I have 2 thick pieces of cardboard, and I can keep my posters that I take with me in those hard protectors like I showed you previously. But yeah, you just have these 2 protectors of cardboard, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your Funko Pop, and you can stick this in a sleeve, like a protective sleeve, kind of like the mini posters, or just be very careful, and then you can put this in between the pieces of cardboard, and then it's flat and it's protected, and then when it's time to get it signed, take it out and present it to the celebrity to sign, and it's all good from there. All right, so before I pack this up for Rob, Frog Pop Fanatic, I just wanted to show you guys real quick what it turned out to look like. So he sent me the 2 pops like I showed you before. He had an extra one, so he sent that to me, and I'll show that one off in a second, but I had to show you how cool Rob's turned out. So Doug Bradley signed it in red, and then Rob wanted a quote, and most celebrities will charge extra for a quote or a character name. Doug does not charge for either. He is just a flat fee, and you get a free table selfie at his table, which is really cool. So not many people do that, but he did a quote for free, and it's "will tear your soul apart," which is awesome. Classic line, and that's what Rob wanted, in blue. And I do not know why he signed it on the box like that. I turned around, I was talking to him, and I grabbed my other item to get signed, and he'd already started signing on the box. So obviously there was no going back. I sent a picture to Rob, and he didn't mind at all. He was actually pretty ecstatic for it. So it turned out great. It still looks awesome. And I unfortunately didn't notice that he didn't put the Pinhead character name in white. I thought he put that on there automatically, and I didn't notice till I got home, so I wasn't able to add that. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to pack this up so it gets to Rob safe and sound in one piece and very highly protected. So I had an extra pop shield armor. These bad boys, if you don't have one for your mega grails or your mega autograph pops, anything like that, these are awesome to get. I just so happen to have an extra one that I got with some rewards points, so I'm gonna give this to Rob so his Doug Bradley arrives safe and sound. And I just took this out of the package, and it's brand new, and for some reason it has like fingerprints all over it. He should be able to just clean that off with some Windex, but these are what a hard protector looks like. If you guys have never seen them, they have a magnetic topper, so they just kind of lock in place like that. But we're gonna put Mr. Doug Bradley right into this protector. And nice and easy, don't wanna tear the box. Put that in there, and then the top just magnetically locks just like that. And I'm actually gonna just put it back in the protection that was in the box and the little sleeve that it came in, and I'm gonna just ship it like this so it has some extra protection. I have also taken the liberty of just wrapping it in bubble wrap. I'm actually just reusing the bubble wrap that Rob sent the pop in originally, which works out. And there's some extra bubble wrap inside the box just for some added protection and cushion. I sent Rob a sticker because I can't remember if I've already given him one of my stickers, and a letter that I wrote him. Here's my sticker for any of you who haven't seen it. And I'm just gonna send this in just like this, and hopefully it should arrive next week for Rob to unbox. I also wanted to mention, when you are getting your stuff signed, no matter if it's a poster, an 8x10, or a Funko Pop, or just any collectible that you're trying to get signed, the best way to get them signed, or the best pen or marker to use, are paint pens. There are a bunch of different varieties. Usually conventions are pretty well prepared. I always like to bring a few DECO paint pens with me, just the light version ones, but I usually bring a silver, a yellow, and a white, just because those are like the most basic ones, and those are silver and white are usually what I tend to get on my stuff anyway, so those are really popular. So I bring those just extra with me, just in case, pens run out, stuff like that. It's also beneficial because you want to make sure that these celebrities sign in a paint pen because it will last longer. Sharpies, depending on the surface or the fabric or whatever material that your item is made out of, they fade a lot faster, especially like Funko Pop boxes. You do not want to get Sharpies put on there unless they're Sharpie paint pens. That's another option, but You don't want a regular Sharpie because they will fade a lot faster. Paint pens just look better, they pop more, and they just look really nice. So make sure you're getting those done in a paint pen most of the time, because they will just make your collectibles look even better.
Perfect.
And the second tip for this part of this video is let them dry out. Do not immediately put them in the cardboard protectors or the sleeve protectors. I've made the mistake before, as well as many of my friends, but you just want to be careful and make sure that it's well dried before you put it away, because it could smear, it could smudge, it could just stick to the interior of the protective sleeve that you're putting your mini posters and stuff like that in. And it, like I said, it's happened to me before, not really badly, but it still makes your collectible not look as great. So make sure you let those paint pens dry just off to the side, or if you have to go leave the person's table so more people can get their autos, that's fine, but just make sure you're letting your stuff dry before you're forcing it into some kind of protector to take it with you. Thank you so much for sharing your time. I hope this information is helpful for a future convention or an item that you're gonna send in to get signed. Thank you as always for watching. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we will catch you all later. Thanks so much.